Well, we finally know what Disney is planning to use to counter Epic Universe, the huge, new, giant theme park, biggest in North America, opening as part of Universal Studios' effort to surpass the House of Mouse in Orlando, Florida. And what is it that Disney will use to defend their place on top of the mountain, to maintain their seat upon the throne? Lounges. Disney Vacation Club lounges. We'll explain. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls. Welcome to the place that knows you're not just lounging around, you're looking for info, you're looking for good stuff, and we are here to bring it to you. It's the year of the lounge at Disney, though, and they're scrounging around trying to find money, and the way they're doing it is despicable. Only offering these interior air-conditioned spaces for you to refresh to DVC members. No annual pass holders allowed. We'll explain why Disney would do this and how it makes everyone else suffer all the more, decreasing the interest in Magic Kingdom and other theme parks Disney owns, and we'll explain it right now. Here's the story. It is out of wdwmagic.com, and it says, Disney shares first concept art and details of McKim's Mile House DVC Lounge in Frontierland. Now, normally this would not be enough for us to make a story out of it, but you'll see why in just a moment. Here's the article. Disney Vacation Club members will soon have a new place to relax at Magic Kingdom. Opening by summer of 2025, McKim's Mile House will bring a rustic retreat to the heart of Frontierland, offering a welcome break during a day at the parks. This new lounge is the first DVC member exclusive space in Magic Kingdom and is inspired by the boarding houses that served travelers during the Gold Rush era. Its name pays tribute to Disney legend Sam McKim, a Western film actor turned Imagineer whose artistic vision helped shape many of Frontierland's most iconic locations. It is designed to be as cozy and convenient a spot for members and their guests to recharge. Highlights of the lounge include comfortable seating, perfect for taking a break, complimentary soft drinks with Coke freestyle machines, Wi-Fi and charging cords, a children's entertainment area, on-site member services for assistance with DVC-related questions. My only issue with this thing is that it is not available to annual pass holders. I think it should be. Why do I think that? Well, folks, let's go back and look at this. We have to go way back for this one. January 25th, 2022, we are digging around in the cobwebs of that park place. It says AP Lounges coming to Disney World, ? I want to just show you this. This is what I had to say about this back in January before anybody knew a thing about it. I have been following a number of rumors and leaks regarding Disney World's record-breaking CapEx availability, which is a bit of jargon to say that there's some money to be spent on projects at Walt Disney World. One of the reasons for that is a strategic delaying of Tron so that Disney can have back-to-back years of new e-ticket attraction releases at a time when money may be hard to come by for smaller theme parks. This is going into stuff that's a little bit old at this point. But one of the back burner projects from the past that may be finally coming to fruition is the addition of annual pass lounges around the parks. Looks like they've switched that to DVC, but just so folks you know what we've been reporting and the accuracy therein says, I've heard from sources within and around Disney that management is aware for the need to give some extra perks to AP holders. Looks like it's just DVC now. Many people in that Disney fanatic category are finding that there are just less reasons to pull them back to the parks compared with past years, but that may change with a cheap and easy shift to lounges that those who go to the parks often may find very alluring. And here's what I reported was going to be coming to Disney. The concept has been around for many years and is quite simple. At a few locations around the parks, provide lounges that only annual pass holders can access and provide some pleasant amenities in those areas. Sodas, coffees, and teas could be made available at a discount. Comfortable chairs, charging station, massage chairs, and AP merchandise vendors are some of the items that one might expect if Disney begins to implement the lounges. It's almost like I wrote their PR release 2 years ago, and they switched it to DVC because DVC pays more than AP, so screw you, AP. That's annual pass holders. Some of the proposed locations in the past have included spots like the upstairs area of the Imagination Pavilion, the HP Lounge and Mission Space, etc. All right, so it looks like, folks, this is one of the longest running rumors I've ever had that gets confirmed. They switched it to DVC to make more money, but the lounge is essentially exactly the same. There's just one problem, and I want to go to Vash on this. Vash, then Ron. I did not expect that this would be their headliner. Like when I was reporting on this, I never anticipated, they're going to market this as the year of the lounge. But in 2025, it looks like that this very minor scoop I had almost 3 years ago, this is the big one. And it's only for DVC. It's yet another example of Disney only giving a very substantial plus to people who are willing to pay majorly plus to them. Vash, your thoughts first.
Absolutely. This was quite surprising to have it be a headliner for the Parks division, but it really does show just how little, in fact, is coming over these next couple of years for the Parks division. Even though they say turbocharging and all this, not really seeing the fruits of that, at least not yet. We'll have to wait and see. This is kind of an interesting story because, with those like the lounge on top of the Imagination Pavilion, one could argue, yes, that was a previous attraction and it should be restored. But at the same time, it's like, well, it was defunct for a lot of years. It was closed. Opening it up to DVC holders, kind of makes sense. Okay, I can kind of see that. This is a very different story because they took an active attraction that was servicing all guests who ever went to Magic Kingdom and are now restricting it to a very select few, as you said before, not even annual pass holders, but DVC members. And we've seen an emphasis placed on DVC, not only in new facilities coming up and will be sprouting up in a very short while here, but also too, they want to have like a value tier of DVC going forward. It's kind of interesting as these contracts are kind of expiring now. They want to have obviously more DVC members onto the system. So doing perks like this.
By the way, I just need to point out that value tier of DVC that was broken here on that Park Place first.
That's true. Absolutely. So we've seen an enhanced emphasis on this. I understand why they want to, provide perks because they've stripped a lot of those perks away from DVC members. There was a time when you actually had annual passes included with your DVC purchase, and you would get those every single year. Now, obviously, a lot of those perks have eroded and gone away. So I can kind of see this, but to take an attraction that was, there for everybody and restricting it to only a select few, that's a little scummy in my opinion. Now, people are comparing this to Club Area 3 and so forth. Club Area 3 didn't take any facilities away that were publicly accessible, and they usually do those things quietly. A lot of people don't even
switched, Vash. Why do you think they switched from this being annual pass holder, we believe, to now only DVC? Like, why is it not both?
They make so much more money on DVC, to be honest with you. I mean, and that's really what they're pushing for. I believe there was some kind of conference in Walt Disney World.
But they don't have
very recently.
Vash, here's the deal. And I know I'm asking this rhetorically because I know the answer to it, and you do too.
Sure.
But this sucks because
they
don't have limited space. They don't have limited funds. I mean, relatively. They're literally taking their biggest super fans, those are annual pass holders, and saying, you don't make us as much money as DVC, therefore you get nothing. And that's dumb. It's just, from a PR standpoint, it's stupid.
Yes, especially right now because, we know attendance is down in several places around Walt Disney World. We've been seeing that with photos in the parks and so forth, dual data, as you've astutely pointed out multiple times on this show, Pro. We've seen that attendance is down. They need all the revenue they can possibly get. It would be incumbent on them to provide even more benefits to annual pass holders in order to get that regular attendance right there. But it's a line of demarcation for them. It's like, okay, well, we're going to prioritize the higher spenders, and those happen to be DVC. Now, for people who don't know what DVC is, it's Disney Vacation Club. It's essentially Disney's version of what is it, timeshares, right?
Timeshare.
And so with that timeshare program, you're in advance paying tens of thousands of dollars up front and per year in order to have discounted vacations going forward. This is also why the hotel pricing has gone, just ridiculously high. Before DVC, you could actually stay at the Poly for a pretty solid price. Definitely not the cheapest location in the Orlando area, but when DVC was brought on board, those prices skyrocketed. And it's honestly, it's a way, Pro, of getting as many people onto this DVC system as much as possible because they make buckets and buckets and buckets of money up front with people pre-buying their vacations, essentially. This is why they've changed. And we've seen this too, this prioritization of these demographics here. At Disneyland, for example, they will prioritize ticket holders over annual pass holders to just a ridiculous degree because they're trying to prioritize the guests that spend the most money in their parks. And to be honest, they probably need it right now.
And yet, Ron, the lounges are one of the most attractive parts of the parks because Disney has destroyed so much air-conditioned space. It's in Florida. It's hot. It rains. There are monsoons. And the idea that, hey, only DVC members get to use this lounge to go sit down, have a drink, recharge your phone. Oh, by the way, you're going to be on your phone all day because we're forcing you to do so. Like, this is the lowest. This is just the lowest way of handling customer care. And so you would think, here's what I would do, Ron. And I think this is the wise solution. It's a DVC lounge. It's an annual pass holder lounge. And if you're not one of those and you want to use it, then you're going to pay a high price to go sit down, have free, drinks and all that stuff and massage chairs and charging station. But the idea that it's going to sit there largely unused because you're trying to make one more perk for DVC, it stinks to me. It really does.
Well, and they took out a classic attraction, the shooting gallery for this. I mean, opening day, I believe, right? Opening day attraction, the shooting gallery. Speaking of which, it's a location that I frequently worked at when I was a cast member, because from 2014 to 2016, I worked for the Disney Vacation Club. It was my job to get you to come in and pay those thousands of dollars for this product. And I always told people, I said, timeshare is not a good idea. This is for like the absolute highest level Disney fanatics, got to be there every year. That's who this is for. They have, and this is what's really interesting. There is a lounge right now at Epcot. It's temporary. It's the Morocco Pavilion, and it's for everybody. It's not DVC. It's not AP. It's actually everybody. It's just being hosted by Florida Blue, which is the insurance company here, and anybody can go in. But they also have used that location as a temporary pass holder lounge for like a month or two during the. It happens every spring, and this is what's so funny when you're an annual pass holder. Only for like a month and a half, I think 6 weeks out of the year, do they open a small space temporarily for annual pass holders. But if you're maybe an annual pass holder that lives away from Florida, a lot of people do, they come down, they're using the annual pass. That is the least busy time of the year. It's like literally like the ending 2 weeks of May and the beginning of June. And it's the least busy time of the year. It's super hot, super disgusting. Nobody's there. And so that's the only time they open it up. It's a few perks. It was nice when it happened, but it's just weird that it's not there all the time. If you legitimately wanted to satisfy annual pass holders, there's a great location to open up as a lounge for a longer period of time during the year. If they're not using it, then that is the World Showplace Pavilion at Epcot. It's very large. It was being used in the years 2020 and 2021, maybe into 2022 as the Festival Pavilion. And that was my favorite festival pavilion that I've ever been in by far. It was very large. You could have demonstrations inside of it. I think they had 4 or 5 different food kiosks in there. They had a piano player. They had shows going on. And it's normally a pavilion. It's stuck right in between Canada and the UK, and most people don't know about it because there's doors that block it off when it's not being used, so you pass right by it without knowing what it is. It's often used for corporate events. Corporations can rent it out, but it's a great space, and if they really wanted to do something nice for the annual pass holders, they could open up that space as an annual pass holder lounge. But are they doing this in the other parks? I mean, that now you're going to have a DVC lounge in Epcot. You're going to have that DVC lounge in the Magic Kingdom. You have Club 33s, I believe, in all 4 parks for the super elite wealthy people. But what do you have? Oh, wait. As an annual pass holder, I did get in the mail the other day. You'll love this. A Christmas gift from Disney, and here's what it was. It was a cardboard cutout that I can sprinkle some powdered sugar on the top of some baked goods, four little recipe cards telling me how to make some beignets and a couple of other things, and then I can take the little cardboard things and sprinkle some powdered sugar
Oh, wow.
on the top.
What?
So I mean, this thing that I pay hundreds of dollars a year for my annual pass, I got a cardboard cutout.
They actually made the Jelly of the Month Club look good. Wow.
That's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year through, Clark.
Oh, man. Disney, what have you done to us? It is such fun getting to spend time together, folks, but we have come to the end of yet another video. Well, that makes the mainstream scratch their heads, pull their hair out, and wonder, how is it we continue to do what we do? But you know what we do this for? It's for you. To keep bringing all the knowledge of entertainment, explaining what's going on in Hollyweird each and every day. And you can help us continue on that way by clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It's the notification bell. Share this out on your favorite social media platforms, and we would love to have you drop a comment right on down below. Share your thoughts because, well, your thoughts truly do matter, and we mean it. As we get ready to say goodbye, we end with the common refrain. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.